Hello, my name is Cora Carter, and I am an Agriculture and Natural Resources Extension Educator for Purdue Extension in Bartholomew County, Indiana. I want to welcome you today to Excel Basics on the Farm, Lesson 1, Navigating Excel. The first thing I want you to do is to open the file associated with this lesson. It should appear as you can see on my screen here. Across the top of the screen, you will see several tabs. These are the toolbars that you will use to make changes to your worksheet. Please tap on each of the tabs to familiarize yourself with them. In future lessons, we will go over some of these toolbars. However, today we will spend most of our time in the Home tab, so go there now. The bottom of the screen also has tabs. These are your worksheets. In this lesson, you will have sheets titled Start Here and Master Sheet. Just like on the top of the screen, clicking on these different tabs changes what you see. These tabs navigate you from one sheet to another sheet. Each sheet has separate data and is unique, but they are both saved here in the same workbook. Please click on the Start Here sheet. The next thing I would like for you to do is to type each of the lines of data from the worksheet into this sheet. You can do this by typing each cell individually, or you can highlight the entire block in Word and copy. In the Excel spreadsheet, select the top left cell where you want the new data to add. To copy and paste, select the word data, then right-click, copy. In the cell below the last line of data, right-click, paste, and that data will appear. If the data appears in the cells as number signs, the cell's data does not fit in the cell, and we're going to address that later, so let's leave it alone for now. Rows 5 through 10 have some incomplete data. Let's finish that now by typing in each individual cell. After typing the number, you can just hit the Enter button and you will move down to the next line. To move along a row, just press the Tab button and it will move you to the next cell. Now, let's make all the cells look the same. Some of the fonts and sizes are different. To select all cells, click the button at the top left corner of the sheet. It looks like it has a gray triangle in it. After selecting all of the text, click on the font bar and change the font to Times New Roman. Let's set the size at 12. Now let's make the top row look different to set it apart. Select the entire top row by clicking on the square with a 1 in it. This is below the button from the previous move. Make the font in row 1 bold. Next to the bold B, there should be a box with a plus sign in it. If you hover over it, it reads Bottom Border. But this drop-down menu will give you many border options if that's not what is selected on your screen. We'd like to select just a bottom border this time. Now if I click off, you can see that a bottom border has been added to the entire row. Some of the cells have more text than will fit in the screen. Let's fix that. At the top, each column has a letter. As you move your cursor between the column A and column B, it will change shape to a line with arrows pointing left and right. When you see this cursor shape, double-click the left mouse button and the column will snap to the right size. You can continue this and make all columns fit the proper width. Or you can select all data and do all the columns at the same time. Now select columns G through J by clicking on G and dragging your mouse to J. With all 4 columns highlighted, go to the toolbar. In the Home tab, there are several sections. Go over to the section titled Number. In this section, click the drop-down arrow to see all the different number formatting types. These cells are all weights, so let's change to the number designation. If they were dates, phone numbers, times, percentages, we could change the formatting of these cells to automatically format the number in the correct way. As weights, we just want a number with some decimal places. Below this drop-down menu, you'll see these two buttons with blue arrows pointing left or right. The button with the arrow pointing left adds decimal places, and the button with the arrow pointing right takes decimal places away. Click the right arrow to remove one decimal place. Now all numbers should have one decimal place. You'll notice that any of the weights that had 0.25 or 0.75 are now rounded up to 0.3 or 0.8. Clicking on the left decimal button will bring them back to 0.25 and 0.75. That number doesn't go away. It's just rounded when it's in a different view. Now that we're happy with how this sheet looks, let's print it out. At the top of the screen, select the File tab. The view should change. First, we are going to save this sheet on your computer. Select Save As and find a place to store this on your computer. Give it any name you like or title it Excel Basics Lesson 1. Return to the File menu and select Print this time. The print settings screen should show up. Under Printer, select the drop-down menu and click on Adobe PDF. This allows us to print the document by saving it to a PDF. You do not have to have a printer connected to do this step. It will not actually print a paper copy of the spreadsheet. Under Settings, select the drop-down menu next to Print Active Sheets. This is where you can choose to print only one sheet, the entire workbook, or a section within the sheet that you select. Remember that printing the entire workbook can be a lot of paper, as the Master Sheet tab has quite a lot of data. Today, let's make a PDF of only the active sheet. Let's make the sheet landscape-oriented. At the bottom, select the drop-down arrow next to Fit Sheet on one page. This small amount of data fits full size on one page, but we can select No Scaling to allow the 12-point font to be correct when printed. If you had a large amount of columns or rows and wanted to fit them all on one page, you can select Fit Sheet on one page, Fit Columns on one page, or Fit Rows on one page. This will change the size of the font, so don't try to put too much on one page or you won't be able to read it. If you click on Page Setup, you should be able to go to Sheet and check the box next to Grid Lines. This allows you to see the grid lines when you print. You'll notice that the page view has added grid lines. Now let's select Print. This will bring up a menu where you have the option to save the PDF in a file on your computer. You can save it with the same title as before, since it is a PDF, and PDFs and Excel spreadsheets can both share the same title. Now you have a PDF copy you can store in your records. This PDF cannot be edited or updated, so it is a static moment in time for record keeping or for printing out at a later date. After selecting the folder to save your new PDF, the PDF will pop up to show that the save was complete and the PDF was created. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you for your time and attention. Please let us know if you have any further questions, and we look forward to speaking with you again.